Hi everyone. I know we spend a lot of time on Pregame Discharge talking about vengeance and power, and usually when we do, we're screaming. But you know what nobody screams enough about? Self-care. Except for my therapist. That guy's always screaming. I don't know why. I've never met anybody who hates being punched in the jaw that much. So before I start my hard work of talking about video games, I'm gonna take a little time to relax. You might not think it from my well-measured demeanor, but I actually have some anger issues. It's only by a healthy regiment of tension-relieving coping mechanisms that I'm able to be the calm and collected guy you all know. Getting some time to yourself to unwind is important at motherfuck. Sorry, one sec. Hey, can you turn that up? Thank you! I think it was the great philosopher Henry David Thoreau that once said, "The duty of man, deep into his ass, doesn't really matter what the pinky fingers." And while I don't agree with all of that, I do think it's good that that fucking guy is dead. I'll put that on my calmness board. I'm Lyle Rath, and this is Pregame Discharge, the only video game show that rejuvenates before it revengeanates. The Nintendo Switch 2 is happening! I mean, it's got to eventually, right? But why did I just scream it inquisitively? Well, the graphics card company Nvidia had a little leaky weaky like you just did on your gas-liney whiny, and it's shutting down your brainy waney. In the source code that leaked, NVN2 showed up. NVN is the code name that they've used for Nintendo Switch's interface, and it appeared in the section for DLSS, which has to do with upscaling to 4K, which is absolutely outside of the bounds of anything that the Switch can do, and just generally implies that we're looking at a pretty big leap forward. Is it shocking? I mean, no. Does it mean it's coming soon? Also, probably no. I'm sure these things take a long-ass time to engineer, but it is news, and that's what you're allegedly here for. If I told you there was a game where dinosaurs rained from the sky and you put on a power suit and fucked them up, you'd probably say something like, "Oh shit, I'd play that." You'd probably also see footage of Exoprimal and go, "Oh, eh." But with the right stomach for jank and, I mean, let's be real, like a Steam sale, there's probably some fun to be had. But have you ever seen The Gundam and thought, I would totally play an Overwatch ripoff of The Gundam? Oh. Well then never mind. If you're from the 90s and that's still your personality for some reason, they're putting out a collection of all the old school Ninja Turtles games for you and your cowabunghole. Call up your childhood friends and invite them over for a pizza party where you try not to think about the fact that the last time you played this, your parents were the same age that you are now and were able to afford a house as a single income cashier at a bait and tackle shop. So I recently found out that samurais were in color in real life, but if you're still stuck in the past, I guess Trek to Yomi might satiate your outdated sensibilities. Returnal got an update that adds co-op to the game. You can play the full-blown campaign with a friend. There's an internal universe explanation for it where she touches an orb and a time clone of herself comes out, which, for all of you asking me if that's how it works, it's like Jurassic Park mosquito out of 10. They also added something called the Tower of Sisyphus, which is just a straight-up challenge room kind of deal. Valkyrie Elysium was announced. Now maybe you haven't played Valkyrie Profile 2 Slime Area, or Valkyrie Profile Covenant of the Plume, but as someone who clearly has an extensive knowledge of these games, I can tell you that of them there are several, and this certainly looks to be another one. A lot of these previous news and stories have come out of the PlayStation Station of the Plation address. They also had some trailers for stuff we've already seen or is already out. Like, I didn't give you the full blow-by-blow, but this was the most interesting stuff, if that gives you any sort of idea. The Breath of the Wild sequel has been delayed. Man, I'm sorry for that. I was just trying to make it fun. That's right! The game we got a 1-minute teaser of a year ago and haven't seen since isn't on schedule. I never would have guessed. Now, I know this sucks, but like Miyamoto himself once said, delay me once, shame on you. Delay me twice. Fucking Cyberpunk really turned out to be a shit show, didn't it? We did get a little shot of the Master Sword. It's all goopy and stuff. That's where the hard work is going into making it goopy. Harry Potter is getting a game. I mean, it's had games before, but this one isn't a cheap tie-in cash grab. It's an expensive tie-in cash grab. The giant presentation on it showed off a good amount of the game. It's gonna be a big, sprawling open world with the most expansive and detailed creation of Hogwarts ever. ever. That's right, everything down to the Dementors performing magical genital inspections to sort the students into their assigned bathrooms has been lovingly recreated. It looks like it's built with a lot of the same stuff as those Lord of the Rings, King of the Orcs games. I wouldn't be surprised if Warner Brothers basically used the same studio under a different name. Also, there's a Goblin Rebellion, and I think that is a slur. CD Projekt Red announced that they're working on a new Witcher game. No footage or anything yet, but what we do know is that the game will run on Unreal Engine 5, and CD Projekt will be partnering with Epic Games on this one, because who the hell isn't these days? Seriously, anything that crosses their line of vision is either getting bought or partnered with. They own fucking Bandcamp now, did you know that? The Tekken anime is happening! I might stop talking about these unless they get an actual trailer or something, because countless video game adaptations have died as a preemptively announced glimmer in some spec script writer's eye. I mean, just right now, Amazon is working on God of War, Mass Effect, and Fallout shows. Paramount is making a Sonic cinematic universe. The Rat game is getting a show somewhere. So get ready for the flood, because if even half of these things end up getting finished, there's gonna be a lot of them. PlayStation is finally getting its answer to the Xbox Game Pass. And that answer is, yeah, we'll do that too, I guess. But we will name it stupider. And don't try to stop us. The subscription service is an extension of PlayStation Plus, which now comes in 3 tiers. I wish. She's gotta be full-blown crying before never mind. What I'm trying to say is, I'm gonna give you the prices, but keep in mind they include a PlayStation Plus subscription, which just for reference is $10 a month or $60 a year if you buy it all at once. That's called PlayStation Plus Essential now. Next up is PlayStation Plus Extra. That'll run you $15 a month or $100 a year, and that's like their basic Game Pass. It comes with up to 400 with an asterisk PS4 and PS5 games. Then there's PlayStation Plus Premium, which is $18 a month or $120 a year, and that comes with like the PlayStation Now streaming stuff, and more interestingly, a catalog of PS1, PS2, and PSP games. And they do specify that you can download those, so maybe they've been porting a bunch of them behind the scenes. Maybe they're just talking about the stuff that's already kind of on the PlayStation Marketplace. Who knows? As long as you get to play Gex again, you'll be happy, won't you, you fucking craven? One Piece, or as I like to call it,
Will Lyle say A. One puss, B. One piss, C. One piece of shit. Cast your votes in the comments now.
is getting an RPG. Now, normally this is where I'd shit in the macaroni by telling you that anime games almost never get the time or resources to be good. But apparently this one's been in development for a while, the original series creator was involved, and hey, what was that? Thought you could just slide that one past us, huh? Oh, it's just like a cool super move. Haha, I'm onto you. The Nintendo Switch has folders now. This is probably only exciting to the same kind of people who cable manage and eat their parents' corpses when they die. But I like to keep those people happy, so I know where not to be on Monday. Monster Hunter Rise got a big trailer for its DLC, Sunbreak. They showed off almost 20 whole minutes of new content and features, and I ain't watching that shit. But for those who seek it, it is there. That's it for the news. Here are the game releases for this month, which include a re-release of Glover for some reason. I don't know who the hell was asking for that, but I'll take it, I guess. I'm Lyle Rath, and this has been Pregame Discharge. If you haven't seen it yet, check out our new cartoon, Cool Driver. It's about everyone's favorite guy. I think you'll really like it.